Is this your homework, Larry?
Just ask him about the car, man.
Is this yours, Larry? Is this your homework, Larry?
Is that your car out front?
Is this your homework, Larry?
We know it's his fucking homework. Where's the fucking money, you little brat?
What is going on, guys? How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all having a beautiful Wednesday. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Johnny, and every day we dump into some Bitcoin and altcoin technical analysis. Before we get going in today's video, if you could go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, the channel would greatly appreciate it, especially since we are just getting going. All right, so let's hop right into this. This is the Bitcoin 1 hour chart I have here on the right side. We look like we are forming an inverse head and shoulders, which is a bullish continuation or sometimes a reversal pattern. We made the move up where we peaked out here right around November 25th, where we had the nice sell-off, the move back down to this 1-3 support, and then we quickly moved back up above the yearly R3 Fibonacci pivot, and we are holding support up there very nicely. Now, in one of the other videos, I talked about how we needed to break through this overhead resistance that we set back when we made the previous all-time high back in December of 2017. Again, if you use Heikin-Ashi candles, go to the weekly chart. You can get a pretty clear picture where the volume of this overhead resistance primarily is, and it's right around 16,991, right around that area. And since we broke this overhead resistance from that area set by the previous all-time high, what I was saying is we should get a bullish confirmation, meaning this former resistance now turns support. A confirmation of that, meaning a come down and testing of that former resistance turn support, would be a very bullish move for Bitcoin. And what do you know? Over the time period from 25th of November all the way to the 28th of November, so over 3 days, we did come down and we did bullish confirm this resistance turn support. So this is extremely bullish for Bitcoin, setting us up for further upside continuation in the very near future. Now, I do have a few targets here. We have the 28,507 target and then the one extension over at 38.45 just from this impulse move here. Bitcoin is looking mega bullish, guys. If you guys checked out the video yesterday, I went over the 6-month chart. We are due for some insane numbers over these next 4 to 8 years, let alone what we see over these next 1 to 2 or even 3 months. Now, there's a lot going on out there in these markets. While we do look bullish on Bitcoin and some altcoins, there is some market shenanigans going on. Now, we have some news talking about the greatest arbitrage opportunity in crypto as retail starts flooding into the market. I guess the premiums for grayscale shares are running high, indicating that there is some strong retail demand. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I've been preaching the Bitcoin gospel for about 2015, 16, 5 or 6 years now. And a lot of my friends, dads, grandparents, people that were in a position to significantly invest their wealth into Bitcoin always blew it off as a joke. And now these guys are calling me, asking me for advice. How do I get in? Where do I buy? What do I do? What is Bitcoin? I hate to say I told you so, but I kind of told you so. PayPal CEO sees the entire world going digital first. And there's more news here, but basically, long story short, this is definitely outlining the idea of Bitcoin becoming a new globally traded asset. So globally traded, globally accepted, globally integrated, everything you can imagine. Bitcoin is on path to take that responsibility and to kind of change the lives for a lot of people. We got Ethereum 2.0 launching back on December 1st. That's very exciting. If you are in a staking node, congratulations. But you know, a lot of bullish news, but there is some bearish news. Let's go ahead and look actually at the S&P 500. So the S&P 500 today set a new all-time high, and I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. We got the Fed printing enormous amounts of money. We have this hyperinflated stock market, and we do have a ton of analysts saying that we are due for a correction sometime in the very near future. We had this double bottom, moved into new all-time highs, and it looks like the S&P is holding some support above, or holding support here right above the 1 here. So I think we are due for a correction here very soon. If we just use this Fibonacci retracement tool, if price is going to continue to the upside following a correction, we could come down to the 618, which lines up with the 30,000 or 3,000, excuse me, area for the S&P. But definitely if we break this 21 or 20-day EMA, we will move down to the 200-day EMA, which is right at 3278. If we break that, we'll move down to the 618. If we break the 618, I have a strong feeling that we're coming down about 40%. We're going to see a massive crash in the S&P 500. Now, what will that do for Bitcoin? Well, first, if we take a look at the idea I keep talking about in just about every video, this inverse correlation between Bitcoin and GBTC and the DXY, what should happen here if the stock market crashes? What are people going to take their profits or their lack thereof in? They're going to be selling their stocks for what? For the United States dollar. Now, the dollar here is not looking anything close to bullish. But if we were to get a massive stock sell-off, it is going to therefore increase the demand of the dollar. The dollar is going to shoot up, and in the dollar shooting up, it's going to take the value of Bitcoin, gold, and other types of digital, well, gold isn't a digital asset, but you know what I'm saying. It's going to take the value of those down. It's going to take them down very proportional to the amount of value the dollar gains when the stocks do start to sell off. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But we did just break this 91% area on the DXY. I have our next target right around here, 90.642. And then if we continue to move down, 89.950, 89.939, and then I have us finally down here at 88.277. Dollars on a decline. There's nothing that we can really do to stop it at this point. The horses have been unhinged, and it is just running. It's running down. And at the same time, people are investing more and more into Bitcoin, and we see a very direct correlation here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the total crypto market cap to see what's going on there. Please excuse the messy chart, but we did come up. We met my first target here at 516 billion, moved up to the second at 562 billion. I have the next target at 672 billion, finally moving all the way up to 1309.388 billion. Pretty significant in terms of percentage growth from this previous sell point, about 155%. So the crypto market cap, guys, is just increasing on a daily basis, and it's just adding a ton more bullish confluence for a stronger Bitcoin price. Here we have the USDT market cap dominance. You can see every correction, we get the USDT market cap dominance to fall as the price of other assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum fall. But then when people want to sell their Bitcoin and Ethereum for profits, when they think that we might be at an inflection point or a bearish reversal point, you see the total market cap dominance of USDT increasing as people move out of Bitcoin and Ethereum and other digital assets back into Tether. But we see it again decreasing, meaning that people are spending their Tether for Bitcoin, altcoins, Ethereum. I don't consider Ethereum an actual, it is the altcoin. Everything else is an altcoin. Ethereum is just Ethereum. It's the asset of the world computer. We've got DeFi Index. We'll move into some altcoins here towards the end of the video, but we're definitely looking very strong out of the DeFi Index. There's not much data to go back on this chart, but you can see we did get this bounce. It looks like we have a very nice inverse head and shoulders here after we broke out of this descending wedge. And we could see the DeFi Index move up to about 4,077.5 in the near future, which would be 169% move from the breakout of this falling wedge. So ton of bullish confluence there. Let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance, again, we are in this falling broadening wedge, which is a bullish reversal pattern. At some point, this is going to break out of this pattern and we are going to get a moonshot out of Bitcoin. And as a consequence, we are going to get altcoins to take a hit. But what I could see forming right here, and I can see this just by looking at the chart, it looks like we could be forming an inverse head and shoulders here. So bam, go up there, and then that means we could, usually the right shoulder, it lines up semi accurately with the left shoulder. Let's go ahead and change this to green. And if we take the measured move here from the head to the neckline, everything's red. Move that from there to the neckline or point of breakouts. We could get a move back up to the 618 fib channel right at around 77% dominance. Now that would not be good for altcoins, but that could in fact be great for Bitcoin. That would take us up past the monthly R4 on Bitcoin dominance. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look back at this Bitcoin chart. So we're sitting in a very, very bullish position. I really see some continuation happening here. This is the hourly chart. Again, we're holding support very, very confidently above the yearly Fibonacci R3 pivot. And we're looking to enter into a trade here. So we have this inverse head and shoulders. We have this neckline, which would coincide right with the yearly Fibonacci R3 pivot. So we could be getting a move here very soon, very soon, within the next hour or two. But what I see happening, we could come down and test this lower trend line of this symmetrical triangle or the right shoulder of this inverse head and shoulders. But I'm not sure that we're going to break this yearly Fibonacci R3 again. So I think we're going to stay above here until we finally run out of space when this symmetrical triangle culminates right around December 4th. So by the end of the week, we could get a nice shot out of Bitcoin. If we take a Fibonacci extension tool, so we go from the low of this dip up to the all-time high, back down to the correction here. Our 618 is just above this GAN resistance. This GAN, I think it's a 1 to 4, so it's not a very strong resistance, but it is a resistance that was once a support. But we're going to test this again. If we can break above there, we should hit the 618 fib extension right at 20,539, move up to the 1. Once we break the 618, historically we do move up to the 1. Rarely do we get rejected and go back down after the 786, but it does happen and it can happen. So keep your eyes peeled there. Expected move after we break the 20,584 area would be 22,366. And then if the bulls have a little steam left, we are definitely coming up to the 1272 at 23,606 US dollars. Now, one thing to note is we have been moving up to the 1272 fib extension on every leg of this parabolic move up. So it is a significant extension measurement, and it has played quite a significant role in my trading over the last few weeks. So that's where we're at with Bitcoin. Again, we're looking to enter into a trade, a long trade here right above this yearly Fibonacci R3, right at about 18,837. We are in a trade currently, and we have our stop loss down below the lowest low here. So we are at a stop loss of right here, right below I can't talk today, right below 18,000. We're right at 17,932. Rule of thumb, don't use whole numbers in both your limit orders and your stop losses, or take profits. Everybody's doing that. You know, if you set something randomly, you know, if you have your stop loss here at like 17,821.71, your chances of it getting hit are far less likely. You also want to use the VPVR to help you determine take profits, stop losses, and limit order areas. Let's take a quick peek at some indicators and oscillators. Here we have the MACD. This might be the volume. No, this is the MACD, and it looks like we did get a bullish cross down here. We got a test here, and we are continuing in the bullish area there. Everything is looking pretty good on that one. This is the volume weighted MACD here. Volume weighted MACD, we are headed down towards a bearish cross, but we might get another fake out as we did here, and as we did a few times up here. So I would kind of expect that type of price action behavior to continue. If we look at the hash ribbons, we did get the buy signal back on 26th of November, which is incredibly bullish for the price of Bitcoin. It has not been wrong traditionally. So if we look at the funding rate, we are getting a nice spike up here on the daily. Typically, when our funding rate is this high, we do expect some sort of correction out of Bitcoin, but funding rate can stay that high for a decent amount of time. You can see this huge candle we got down here where funding rate just completely dropped. I would assume that is some sort of whale shorting the price of Bitcoin with a lot of Bitcoin. That's really likely where that came from. But there is also the possibility that we could be nearing the top of the Bitcoin price. So let's go back to this 2-hour chart. Let's get out of here, zoom in here. We are nearing the top of this move. We should be seeing a correction here semi soon. I mean, I used the Wukelich ratio in a couple of videos ago to let us know we were nearing a top, and I think we have seen that correction. So now let's go ahead and take a look at that. So it's a take on the MVT. It helps you determine tops and bottoms, but it's designed for Bitcoin. A lot of indicators and oscillators that we use in trying to trade the Bitcoin price were designed previously for traditional stocks, even currencies, but sometimes they're not as accurate as they would be if they were designed specifically to determine the Bitcoin price. So as you can see here, Wukelich ratio on the 2-hour time frame, we are in the red. We have not gotten the red sell signal yet, but we are looking for that. Let's take a look at the daily. Daily, we're back up into the red yet again. This usually means that we're nearing the top of this move and headed back down for a correction. So we're looking for the red dot to pop up here. When that does, we should get a corrective move. How far down we go, nobody knows. Another thing too, shout out to my homie Miguel. He sent me this Pi Top Cycle Indicator, or Pi Cycle Top Indicator. Very cool idea. This basically is a crossover strategy of moving averages. They use the 350 daily moving average with the 111 daily moving average. They multiply the 350 times 2, and then they divide the 350 by 111. So they divide them by each other, and then you get 3.153, which is close to pi, which is 3.142. So that's why it's called the Pi Cycle Top Indicator. But as you can see here from this chart, it's been pretty accurate over the life of Bitcoin. But one thing I do argue with everyone, especially in the market cycle that we are in now, is economic conditions from here back. Oops, how do we go back there? I don't know how to work this chart. Let's reload it. So if we go back historically, we have never seen the type of economy and financial situation that the globe is in right now, ever. We have not seen a corona, I can't even say it, I don't want to get demonetized, but we've never seen anything like what we're seeing now. We've never seen 20% of the entire monetary supply printed in 8 months by the Federal Reserve. We've never seen this. So guys, taking historical references for where we see the Bitcoin price going now, it could end up burning us, but also be careful. Be very, very, very careful. This looks like once we cross here, we usually have a few days once we cross, but then, we do get it does call a top. So, I mean, it's pretty close. We're getting there. Crypto Fear and Greed Index is at 92. It's come down a little bit from 95, but this typically signals that we are due for a correction. When people get greedy, that's when whales like to sell. We already took a look at Bitcoin dominance. We got ETH market cap dominance moving to the upside. Speaking of Ethereum, let's go ahead and check it out. So this is my Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin ratio. Right now, according to this, it says it's better to be in Bitcoin than it is to be in Ethereum. However, if we take a look at the Ethereum chart, we do have a nice cup and handle forming here. It is cup season, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to see this pattern forming all over the place, and it is going to make you a ton of money in this coming market cycle that we are in right now. So I guess it wouldn't be coming. I guess we're in it right now. Anyways, cup and handle. We have our base of our cup. We have a handle forming. How do we take the measured move for a cup and handle? Pretty easy. First, we need to draw a neckline, which happens to line up with the VWAP. All of these moving averages are just sitting right there. So Ethereum is no doubt gearing up for a nice bullish move. We take the low point of the cup base up to the neckline, take that measured move to the neckline, and then we should see a move out of Ethereum up to the $705.55 area. Now, I don't typically like to use measured moves in my technical analysis and take profit areas. I do keep them, I do reference them. However, I am more of a Fibonacci extension tool user. These have just been historically, from my experience, much more accurate. Measured move out of this cup and handle for Ethereum is right at about our measure. Right, the measured move is right at the 382 Fibonacci extension. We could move up to the 618, which will be right at 761.87. And then if the bulls are in full control and we're just rolling ahead, we could see $844 Ethereum in the near future. I am not in an Ethereum trade at this moment. However, due to the way this looks right now, I am possibly looking to get back into an Ethereum trade. We are sitting just above the VWAP. Typically, I do not like to enter into trades if price is above the VWAP, but I have entered into profitable trades before when it has been above, but it's not exactly the safest move. We are in a symmetrical triangle here, again, forming the handle part of this nice cup and handle. It's not very big. This is only the 1 hour charts. But it looks like Ethereum could be making a move out of this diagonal resistance, which could be headed towards that measure move for a cup and handle. Now, you can't ignore the fact that we do possibly see a head and shoulders here. If we did get the head and shoulders to break to the downside, it's not a very big head. We could get support right here on the what is this? The yearly R2 for Ethereum. So the Fibonacci yearly R2 pivot point. We could get a move back down just to retest that, but then we could head all the way up to the yearly Fib R3 pivot at 740.70 cents. Okay, so that's all right, guys. With that said, in the next video, we'll definitely go over some altcoins, but this one started to get a little long today, so we're going to cut it here with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Again, we're still bullish on Bitcoin, still bullish on Ethereum. Things are still moving in the right direction. Keep your eyes peeled for any sort of bearish market signals, which could take the Bitcoin price down with it. But that's all I've got for today, guys. So thanks again for stopping in. Please like, subscribe, ding that bell, and I will see you all tomorrow.